We welcome you to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, home of the Tigers. Tonight, Carter Wilkie, who ranks second in Atlantic hockey with 9 goals so far this season, leads the conference's top team into a 2-game weekend series against visiting Mercyhurst. The Lakers arrive in Rochester, a banged-up bunch. Rick Gotkin's group has lost his last 3 games and currently sits tied for 4th in Atlantic hockey, 17 points behind RIT. Good evening and welcome to RIT Hockey Pre-Game Live. Well, after dropping their home-and-home series with Penn State, the Tigers got back to conference play last weekend when they traveled to Boston to face the team currently in the basement of the standings, that being Bentley. Let's Friday night. Let's show you what happened between the Tigers and Falcons. Scoreless until the 3rd period. RIT with traffic in front of the Bentley net, and the puck comes right to Tyler Mahan, who's getting hot at the right time, scoring his 9th of the season. 1-0 RIT. Less than 2 minutes later, Xavier Lapointe. The shot, Cody Laskowski redirects it for his 8th of the year. Tigers up 2-0. Under 8 minutes to play. Tigers get a gift from Bentley netminder Nicholas Grabko as he misplaced the puck right into the back of his own net. Tommy Scarfoni recorded his 3rd career shutout as RIT took Game 1 over Bentley by a final of 3-0. Game 2 last Saturday afternoon. Tigers jumped on the Falcons late in the 1st period. Power play here. Caleb Moritz goes top shelf with the wrister, his 2nd of the season. Put RIT up 1-0. Then just 51 seconds later, more bad luck for the Bentley goaltenders. Matt Kellenberger, the shot, it goes off the end boards and then off Connor Hasley, who kicks it in. Tigers up by 2 after 1. 2nd period, RIT on the rush, and it's Tyler Mahan at the getting hot again, as I mentioned. The shot here, Elijah Gonzalez, the rebound. Tigers complete the sweep of Bentley, taking Game 2 by a final of 3-1 last Saturday afternoon. So RIT has now won 12 of its first 14 games in the conference, continuing its best start ever in Atlantic hockey as the Tigers have their sights set on their first regular season title since 2011. And of course, they have their sights set on much, much more come March. With more on the state of the Tigers in tonight's matchup with Mercyhurst, John DiTullio standing by live now with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson.
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. First off, Happy New Year, partner.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. It's been a while, and it's going to be a while after this weekend, too.
Well, we were just talking, how important are these games, Wayne? Because you won't be home for another month.
Well, I think they are. It's hard to win in college hockey. It's hard to win on the road. So with only 2 home games for the month of January, we do have to make hay here a little bit this weekend. And we want to play well. We had a disappointing outing against Penn State at home, and we want to make up for that and have 2 good games. And we just want to keep building on our game as well.
What are your takeaways from last week? You did bounce back at Bentley, though.
Yeah, we wanted to get back. We wanted to get in the win column right after 2 losses. You don't want to start any streaks in the negative way. I didn't think we played particularly sharp on Friday night, but we did grind it out and found a way to win, and with a shutout too as well. So that was great. And then I thought we played much better the second night. So we're feeling good about ourselves, and you're going to go through different spurts, and you just trying to avoid upsets. But I think the focus is really still going to be on us playing well and doing the right things.
What's the things you got to do tonight? Mercyhurst, they love to push the puck. I know they got some injuries, but Rick Gotkin's team always exciting, fun. They like to push it.
Yeah, I think the first thing is to really make the game hard for them. And when I say that, prevent odd man rushes, prevent silly penalties where they go on the power play, prevent trying to easy type opportunities for goals, make them earn their goals if they're going to get them, and they've never really had trouble scoring goals, and now we want to put pressure and be strong in the offensive zone and get pucks to the net, no turnovers and no missing nets and starting their breakouts. We want to make it a difficult game for them.
Any New Year's resolutions here, partner?
No, I don't know what that means, though. Does that mean I'm pretty happy with myself or what? But no, just as a team, we want to be good, and nothing for me personally.
Sure. Be nicer to me when Penn State plays?
Yeah, we'll wait till next fall and we'll see how that goes. But No, nothing this year.
You're the best. All right, that does it here with head coach Wade Wilson. Kevin, let's send it back to you.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Well, Mercyhurst returns to conference play tonight after losing 3 of its last 4 games in December following a split with Army and after getting swept by Sacred Heart. The Lakers were out on the ice here at the Policini Center earlier this morning. Rick Godkin is in his 35th season as Mercyhurst head coach. Godkin told us his team was starting to really come into their own in November, but then they were hit hard with injuries, including a season ender for points leader Riley St. Onge. Now the Lakers have been forced to regroup.
Injuries are part of the game. It's unfortunate when any student athlete, at any school gets hurt, and we just it's what it is. I mean, it's something that we just have to work through, and we're gonna. We have a big roster like a lot of schools, and this is we talked to the team about this just when we came back on December 26th. Like, some guys wanted some more responsibility and bigger roles and things like that, and rightfully so. Well, here's our opportunity, so it feels a little bit like we're trying to, we October, November, we're trying to figure it out, and we felt like we had it figured out, through November and early December, and now it feels like we're trying to figure it out again. So we'll see what happens. But we like our guys, we like our team, and, we're hoping that we're going to come out tonight and play hard and play right and, take our swings and see what happens.
Yeah, we will see what happens because the race is on in Atlantic hockey as we are down to the final 7 weeks of the regular season. And the Tigers are where they've been most of the year. In first place with a 5-point lead over Sacred Heart. AIC, who's dominated the league the last 4 seasons, currently third with 27 points. Niagara and Mercyhurst tied for 4th currently with 19 points. And remember this season only the top 8 teams make the postseason. Rick Godkin not a fan of that. Right now, Air Force and Bentley would miss out on the playoffs. But again, still plenty of way and work to go for all the teams. When we return here on Pregame Live, we'll check in on the RIT women's hockey team as they are underway with Penn State down in Hockey Valley. Plus, he's now full-time Joe. We'll explain and we'll revisit Joe Vicario's remarkable and inspirational journey. But first, number 20 for RIT is forward Caleb Moritz. The Fairbanks, Alaska native had a goal and an assist in last Saturday's victory over Bentley, and he'll join our Kim Coffey live ringside next as our coverage of Tiger hockey continues from the Gene Policini Center here at RIT. It's the Tigers and Lakers tonight at 7:05. This is Pregame Live. It is a rich hockey history here at RIT, and they've done it at every level, Division 1, 2, and 3. Of course, this year's group is eyeing its first AHA title and trip to the NCAA tournament since the 2016 season. How about elsewhere in Atlantic hockey tonight? Niagara and Bentley got an early start up at Dwyer Arena. The Purple Eagles led 3-1, but wait, here comes Bentley. They must have heard me say they're not going to make the playoffs if they don't get moving because they lead 4-3 right now in the second period as the Falcons have woken up. Canisius is at Army, and Air Force is in Worcester, Mass to face Holy Cross, both coming up at 7:05 here tonight. Well, he missed 8 games following an injury at Air Force in October, but Caleb Moritz is back on the ice and is starting to return to form after tallying a goal and 3 assists in his last 6 games. The Alaska native is just off the ice, and he's standing by live now with our Kim Coffey. Kimmy?
Thanks, Kevin. Caleb, you guys are coming off a weekend road sweep of Bentley. How good does it feel to be back home knowing this is really your only game, your only 2 games here this month?
It feels great. Obviously, you want to get in front of our fans as much as we can. Coming off a big sweep is huge, and right back into conference play, you can't like anything else,
You kick-started the offense in last Saturday's 3-1 win over Bentley. What's going to be the key to getting out early, scoring early, taking control of the game?
Just playing our game. We're trying to get back to where we were first half. You know, I feel like we're starting to get there. We're starting to get back on the right track, but doing the simple things. You know, this team's known for their high offense. If you turn the puck over, they're going the other way quick. So simple things like getting the puck in deep, no turnovers at our blue line. Simple things like that are going to be the difference here tonight, I think.
You guys are the team to beat in Atlantic hockey. What kind of motivation do you think that gives a team like Mercyhurst coming into the Gene Policini Center here tonight?
Maximum motivation, I guess. You know, everyone's going to give us their best every night. When you're on top, everyone's gunning for you.
All right, Caleb, good luck tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Kevin.
All right, Kimmy, thank you so much. Meanwhile, Joe Vicario, or Part-Time Joe as he's known around here, is back with RIT Hockey. Vicario was hired last week as the women's hockey operations coordinator. We first brought you his story back in 2014. Vicario has faced more adversity than most in his life, but despite the many hardships he's endured, his remarkable journey will inspire you and show why he's back where he's meant to be.
Joe Vicario has always been a sports fanatic, but it wasn't until he watched the RIT men's hockey team reach the Frozen Four in 2010 that he knew he wanted to be a Tiger.
The Cinderella story of the tournament so far, the Rochester Institute of Technology out of Rochester, New York. They're going dancing to the Frozen Four in Detroit.
I remember that day watching the Frozen Four game at RIT, and it's like, okay, and I like, basketball, no, soccer, no, and I get that. It was something new, you know? So hockey was one of them.
After Joe arrived at RIT, he set his sights on joining the hockey program. Although he was unable to play, Joe took the initiative to get involved in any way he could.
Joe sent an email to one of the assistant coaches. I don't even remember who. It was either Brian or Dave. And they forwarded it on to me, so I responded to Joe and told him to come by and meet me.
I was a little nervous. I was nervous going in there because I really watched it. Because I love sport, you know, but my number one favorite sport was hockey. And I was like, you know, I can't play it. I gotta do something else because my dad played hockey. He's, you know, junior favorite. And I always want to follow his footsteps, but I couldn't. So this is the only way I can follow his footsteps to be part of RIT men and women's hockey.
Joe's inability to play hockey started at birth when he was born with golden Haar syndrome.
I was born prematurely, 35 weeks. I was, you know, my diagnosis was golden Haar syndrome, with everything on the left side is affected. Missing one lung, one kidney on the left thumb.
When we pretty much go to a doctor's appointment, we have like a 5-page medical history type of a thing. 28 surgeries up by the time he was 12 years old.
Very power play game. We practice power play. One fun. Maybe sometimes we need extra jersey.
To me, I just, it's got to be in you. Are you competitive? Are you a competitive person? He wanted to be involved with the team. We said, sure, Joe, you know, well, let's hear, and this is our practice schedule. And it was the same time every day, but he had some classes at that time when he first joined us on certain days. He was able to make it and sometimes, and then they almost seemed to be here when food was being delivered, all the good things, he was always around. So I said, oh, geez, you're part-time Joe when things are going well, you're around for the wins and all that, but we don't see you other times. And so we just started calling him part-time Joe, and I guess it kind of stuck.
As student equipment manager, Joe's responsibilities include laundry, meal preparation, and equipment inspections. However, one of Joe's favorite tasks is setting up the jerseys before every home game.
I put the jerseys on the order, and then I go around, make sure they're perfect. I do it in a certain way, the way they lay out. I want to try to be perfect, you know, and I say perfect game, you know. That's what I always think that way.
What are you doing this weekend for Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know yet.
You don't know?
No.
Come over, hang out with the boys if you want.
I would like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come over on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm a big Seahawks fan, so you better bring some.
We don't look at Joe as the guy who has a few disabilities. We look at him as just a great, hard-working guy and another one of the boys. And he comes to the rink just like us most days, and he may not be on the ice, but he works just as hard as us off the ice.
Joe's journey has been tough since day one, but perhaps the most difficult news came last year when he was diagnosed with testicular cancer.
I was with him to the doctors when I went to the emergency room that evening, and it was getting late. It was starting to worry me a little bit because here he is, you know, he's tired, we're all tired. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Doctor comes back in and he goes, I hate giving people, you know, this type of news. And, you know, nice people like you guys, and I think your son has testicular cancer.
In Joe's case, we had a couple options. One was to do chemotherapy in regards to follow-up. The other one was to do additional surgery for his treatment. Because of Joe's complexities as far as his underlying medical issues, chemotherapy was really not thought to be in his interest. There are some significant toxicities that go along with chemotherapy that could have affected Joe for his entire life, for lifelong. So we really felt that the surgical options were the better ones to proceed with.
Choosing to have surgery over chemotherapy proved to be life-saving later that year when Joe had to have emergency abdominal surgery.
He was back to school for 10 days. Dr. Skomer had released him, and he was able to go back to school, and I get this phone call on the 12th of March that he's having stomach pains.
Just explain it to me, but we gotta put you in the operating table, like, soon. Okay, why? You know what, like, they said that my whole inside was flipped.
In my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we sent him back to school too soon. Maybe he needed more, he needed more recovery time. Maybe he pushed himself a little bit too much, not knowing that this didn't have anything to do with the cancer. This was going to happen either 10 years from now, or it could have happened 10 years ago, something that was going to happen regardless. If he would have had the chemo, they wouldn't have been able to do the surgery on him, and he probably would have passed away.
I think he spent 2 weeks in the hospital here in Rochester. And so I would bring guys, a bunch of players left and right, like every day, and try and go see him and just keep his spirits up, because nobody ever wants to go through that.
It was tough. It's definitely tough, especially when, you know, like I mentioned, the family aspect of our team and being brothers. It's tough when you see a guy that you're very close with go through that. We're there to support him. We went on his birthday and ran a limo, went around, went to the casino. So I think that Joe really appreciated that, and we bonded together and really helped him through it, I think, and we really appreciate all that he does for us.
After missing almost a full season, Joe was excited to get back to RIT hockey. He credits the team's support in his full recovery.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go, Joe, fire it up.
Yeah, no. Come on.
Let's go, Joe.
When I came back, the first game, I was ready to go. I said to myself, it's going to be a good season, it's going to be a great season, and for me, it's still a great season. Why? All the guys in this room. Yeah, we have up and down. All the guys in this room, let's just don't care for each other and just a family. That's my #1 win every game.
I had a pain last year, went through a lot, and to see him now and to see him back behind the bench, as far as that's his passion and what he loves. As long as he's been with me, Joey has never, ever, ever had a bad word to say about anybody or anything, no matter how bad his life was and what he was going through. Never.
And we all go through difficult days or tough times, you know, where it gets stressed out for different reasons as coaches, as players. It could be anything. And knowing what he goes through and what a positive person he is,
is really inspiration. I mentioned that word already, but that's all I can say is that it's hard to be down when you're around Joe, and not because of always what he's gone through, but just his outlook on life and how every day is for him.
There you go. Yeah, you ready? I learned a lot from each guy in his room and the coaching staff, Wayne, Hilton, Dave, and Jerv. And it was just for me learning my life the way I wanted it to be. Nobody can tell me you can't do it. Because I will say, yes, I can. Nobody can stop me.
Yeah, tremendous piece documenting Joe's remarkable journey. Our thanks to Chris Brands, who produced this back in 2014. Of course, we join Tiger fans in saying, welcome home, Joe. Joe and the women's hockey team down in Hockey Valley this weekend for a pair of games with Penn State. Tigers currently trail the Nittany Lions 3-0. That one is in the second period. On the RIT Athletics scoreboard, RIT women's basketball trails Union in the fourth quarter. The men's team tipping off against the Dutchmen coming up at 7:30 tonight. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, John and Gene will break down tonight's matchup, and we'll tell you who you should be keeping an eye on here tonight. We'll be back in just a moment on your home for Tiger Hockey. This is Pregame Live. And we're back with you. It's RIT and Mercyhurst here tonight as the Lakers look to win in Rochester for the first time since the 2018 season, as we welcome you back inside the Gene Policini Center here at RIT, where you're watching Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders. Tonight marks the first of just two meetings between these two programs during the regular season, and for RIT it's a chance to increase its 5-point lead in the conference as we bring in John and Gene. And guys, the Tigers would love to be on home ice for the entire AHA playoffs come March. They have 12 more conference games and a chance to extend that distance ahead of the pack here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And one of the difference, Kevin, and good evening to you and good evening, John.
Happy New Year, my
Happy
friend.
New Year. It's the 6 points. Like you
Huge.
can get in any weekend 3 points. It really does make a difference. You can't have a bad weekend in this.
No,
league.
you can't. And even talking with Wayne, he goes, we're not going to be at home for another month. He goes, they are treating these games, they're like playoff games to him. They feel that they've got to get a sweep here because, as you mentioned, tough to get points, even tougher to get them on the road. So they want to take care of business with Mercyhurst starting tonight.
As we take a look at our players to watch tonight, and thanks to the portal, there are some new names that we're getting familiar with for this, and a few names from Hockey East,
Yes.
I might add. Eric Esposito, our player to watch tonight.
Yeah, we're looking at a grad student here who is second with points. They've been ravaged with injuries. Mercyhurst losing 3 of their top 4 players here at the end of the calendar year just a few weeks ago. But second on the team with points at 11. He anchors that top line from the wing. Let me tell you, if Mercyhurst, who loves to get up and down the ice, it starts with number 7, Eric Esposito.
For the RIT Tigers, it's good to see freshmen kind of coming in, first-year players. One of those guys coming off a 3-point weekend, Tyler Mahan.
A player who gets better every time he takes the ice. When you look at his numbers, he is tied for 11th in the country among first-year players. He has 9 goals. He has 2 shorthanded goals. Tough kid, great two-way player who just gets better. This freshman class has been impactful. It starts with number 14, the first-year player.
Yeah, so tonight, Kevin, a 6-point weekend, a team that's in 4th place, as you pointed out, in Atlantic hockey. And these games between RIT and Mercyhurst are always fun.
Yeah, they are, guys. We're looking forward to it this weekend. We'll have your call at the top of the hour. When we return here on Pregame Live, both goaltenders here tonight are gaining national attention for a very prestigious honor. We'll tell you about that next. You're watching RIT Hockey Pregame Live. If you're just joining us here on Pregame Live, in the net for the Tigers tonight will be number 30, Tommy Scarfoni. Scarfoni, who was named to the watch list for the Mike Richter Award given to the top goaltender in Division I each season. He's currently tied for 4th in the nation with a 13-4 record. His save percentage is tops in Atlantic hockey right now. For Mercyhurst, head coach Rick Gotkin will go with number 30, Tyler Harmon, the grad transfer from Vermont, who's also on the Mike Richter watch list. Harmon is 2-6-1 this season with a 3.38 goals against. Tonight marks the 53rd meeting between these two programs. Tigers lead the series with a 29-18-5 record, including a slight edge over the last 10 meetings. RIT's won 3 Atlantic Hockey Championships in 5 appearances, including 2015 over the Lakers. Mercyhurst 1-4 in that title game, and both these teams would like to be in position to host that game come March. Well, it's game time right now. That'll do it for Pregame Live. RIT Mercyhurst begins right now.